Let's deal with copyrights. First of the big three. A copyright, everybody sort of copyrights. Everybody reads books, everybody sees movies. Those are all copyright, those are all forms of works that are protected by copyright. A copyright is a bundle of rights that protect an original work of authorship that's fixed in any tangible medium of expression. It could be a hard drive, it could be the printed paper, but those are all different forms of tangible fixation of the copyrighted work. In order to be protected by copyright, the work has to maintain or has to contain a certain amount of originality, a certain amount of authorship, in one of the protected areas. A name, for example, is not copyrighted; it's just too short; it doesn't have enough originality. The entire book or a short story, of course, the book can be protected. For a startup business, what you're thinking probably most along the lines would be manuals that you write or software programs that you have written for you. The source code of that software program is, in fact, what is being copyrighted. If your true, unique product, what really you have to sell in the open market, is what your program does. It's someone else seeing when you go out to the market and they can see what your program does, but they don't have access to your source code. They can write a program that does exactly what you do, but if they don't copy your program, they don't have access to your source code. They write it in an entirely different language, for example. And they're not copying look and feel, perhaps other sort of copyrightable elements of your program. They can write a program that does exactly the same thing that you do without infringing your copyright in your program. One of the advantages of copyright is that there is a common law copyright. As soon as you, the author, or whoever the author might be, actually fix your work in fixed form, typing on a computer, writing your program, whatever it is you do, or painting a picture, as soon as you fix it in that form, you have an inherent common law copyright in that as the author. Many startup businesses now, of course, have computer programs or some sort of computer program that is part of what you are trying to sell as part of your business. If you go, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen this, if you go to have a third-party vendor actually do the computer programming for you. If you do the computer programming in-house, that's another thing. But usually, oftentimes, you go and have some third-party programming firm do the program for you. If you aren't careful, they could actually end up still owning the copyright in the program. Because the authors, the ones who actually wrote the software, who wrote the source code, won't be your employees, they'll be the employees of that third-party software firm. So what you want to do is you want to try to fall within the work-for-hire doctrine. And there's two flavors of that. First is if the programmers are actually working for you, if they're your employees of your LLC corporation, which Chris was telling you about earlier, and they're doing the programming within the scope of their corporate employment, then you, the corporation, are considered to be the actual statutory author of that particular program, wherever they did within the scope of their corporate employment. In the case of the third party, however, you're talking about an outside vendor to actually do the programming for you. Then you want to get an express agreement in writing that they are doing it as a work for hire for you, and that if it doesn't meet the work for hire requirements, that they also are agreeing to assign the ownership of the copyright program that's writing for you over to you.